I always thought marriage meant staying together through everything, supporting each other, being a team. But after 12 years, my marriage felt cold. My husband barely spoke to me. He came home late, ate quietly, then went to bed without saying much. We lived with his mom, Rose, because she had fallen sick last year. I quit my job to take care of her. My husband said thank you once or twice in the beginning, but after that, it was like I didn't exist. I felt more like a housemaid than a wife. I kept going, hoping maybe things would change. Rose, though sick, was kind to me. She smiled, thanked me often, and shared stories from her past. She told me about my husband when he was a child, how caring he used to be. That version of him felt like a different person. I grew close to Rose, and she started to feel like a second mother to me. One evening, while I helped her with her medicine, she held my hand and said something that caught me off guard. "Don't trust him completely," she whispered. Her eyes were serious. I didn't know what to say. What did she mean? The next day, Rose acted normal again, like she hadn't said anything strange. But I couldn't forget her words. I started noticing more things. My husband acting nervous, hiding his phone, making excuses when I asked simple questions. One day, I found a hotel receipt in his jacket pocket. It was a fancy place. Not for business, not for us. My heart started racing. I didn't want to believe the worst, but something told me I needed to be careful. I didn't confront him. Not yet. I wanted to find out the truth on my own first. I began checking his drawers and coat pockets. I felt like a spy in my own home, but I had to know. Then, one evening, I found something big. An envelope with a reservation for a couple's spa weekend. It was booked under the name Mr. and Mrs. Grant. That wasn't us. I froze. My hands trembled as I held the paper. I showed it to Rose, hoping maybe I was misunderstanding. But she only gave a sad nod. "I wish I was wrong," she said. My heart broke a little more. I couldn't hide from the truth anymore. On the day of the trip, I told my husband I had a headache. He didn't seem to care. He packed a small bag and left. I waited 15 minutes before calling a taxi. I gave the driver the hotel address from the reservation. My hands were cold, and my thoughts were all over the place. Was I really doing this? What if I was wrong? But deep inside, I knew I wasn't. I had to see it with my own eyes. I had to face the truth, even if it hurt. This was no longer just about me. It was about respect. When we got to the hotel, I saw his car in the parking lot. I went inside and asked the front desk if Mr. Grant had checked in. At first, they refused to tell me, but after some begging, a kind woman quietly gave me the room number. I walked down the hallway, my legs shaking. When I reached the door, I heard laughter. A woman's laugh. I knocked. There was silence. Then footsteps. A woman opened the door, a tall blonde in a red robe. Behind her, my husband's voice asked if it was room service. My heart sank. I pushed the door open and saw him on the bed, wearing the same red robe. When he saw me, he jumped up in shock. "What are you doing here?" he asked. His face was pale. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply said, "You should have hidden the receipt better." He stuttered, tried to explain something about stress and needing space. I ignored him and walked out. Outside the hotel, I called Rose. "You were right," I said. "He's cheating." Her voice was calm, almost sad. "I never wanted this for you," she said. "But now, you know." When he came back home the next day, I was ready. I had already packed his clothes and placed the suitcase by the door. When he tried to talk, I simply said, "You don't live here anymore." He looked shocked but didn't argue much. I told him Rose didn't want him there either. That made him freeze. "This house belongs to her, not you," I said. He left without another word. That night, Rose gave me a small wooden box with old letters, photos, and a will. "Read it after I'm gone," she said, "and know that I love you." A few days later, Rose passed away peacefully. I sat beside her all night, holding her hand. After the funeral, I opened the will. I couldn't believe what I saw. Rose had left everything to me: the house, her savings, even a small plot of land. My husband got nothing. I went to the lawyer to confirm it, and he said it was all correct and legal. I cried, but this time it wasn't out of sadness. It was because I felt seen. For the first time in years, someone truly saw me and all that I had done. A week later, my husband showed up again. He had heard about the will. "We need to talk," he said. I opened the door but didn't let him in. He looked desperate. "Let's start over," he begged. "I made a mistake." I stared at him and said, "You didn't make a mistake. You made choices." Over and over again. He tried to say more, but I closed the door in his face. I locked it and leaned against it, taking a deep breath. I had never felt so sure. That part of my life was over now. Soon after, I received a letter from the woman he cheated with. She was angry and said he promised her part of Rose's inheritance. She had quit her job thinking they'd live a rich, happy life together. Now he was ignoring her. I folded the letter and put it away. I didn't feel sorry for her. They both played with other people's feelings and lost. I walked out to the garden where Rose used to sit. The sun was warm and the wind was soft. I closed my eyes and smiled. For once, everything felt still and safe. I started making jewelry again, something I used to love before life got too busy. I opened a small online shop. To my surprise, people liked my work. Orders came in slowly but steadily. I began to enjoy the quiet again. I wore makeup, fixed my hair, and looked in the mirror with pride. Rose's photo stayed on my nightstand, always watching over me. Sometimes I talked to her, telling her about my day, my customers, or the garden. The house felt like mine now, but her memories stayed. I felt strong. I felt seen. I felt like myself again. Then something unexpected happened. I received another letter, this time from a lawyer. My husband was trying to fight the will. He claimed I had influenced Rose unfairly. I went straight to the lawyer Rose had used. He smiled calmly. "Don't worry," he said. "She expected this." She left clear records, videos, voice messages, handwritten letters. Everything is airtight. I nodded, relieved. The lawyer handed me a copy of one letter. In it, Rose wrote, "I'm leaving everything to the only person who truly cared for me." I felt tears in my eyes again. I wasn't alone in this fight. My husband didn't win the case. In court, he looked shocked as the letters and videos played. His lies fell apart quickly. The judge ruled in my favor, and he stormed out of the courtroom, red-faced. A few days later, I heard that his girlfriend had left him. He was now jobless, broke, and sleeping at a friend's place. I felt nothing. No anger, no happiness. Just peace. I walked through the house that night, touching the walls, the photo frames, the furniture Rose once picked out. This was my home now, not because of the will, but because I had earned it. Life got better, slowly, but surely. My jewelry business grew. I met new people, joined a local craft group, even gave a talk at the community center about starting over. People listened. Some even cried. I realized I wasn't alone. So many women had stories like mine, of giving too much and getting so little in return. I wanted to help them, support them, tell them they're not weak, that they can start again too. I was no longer just surviving. I was truly living. And it felt good, really good. Now I wake up every morning and thank myself for not giving up. I sit in the garden, sip tea from Rose's favorite teacup, and plan my day. I don't need anyone's approval anymore. I have peace, purpose, and self-respect, and I'll protect those things fiercely. Sometimes I still hear her voice in my head, calm and kind. Make your choice. I did. I chose myself, and I'll never regret it.